Hello and welcome, Lifesteppers. It's the last day of Mindset Week. Yeah, I thought the best way to end Mindset Week, and of course, it's not going to be the last time we do Mindset Week. There's a lot more times we're going to do this throughout this year and years to come. But I wanted to make sure I take the time to dive into the power of the mastermind. And the mastermind is so crucial in helping us basically multiply our individual power. So what I didn't honestly, for most of my life I did not understand the power of the mastermind. I didn't tap into it. I personally thought that I had to do everything by myself, and whenever I had to think something, I think through it on my own. Nah. So the mastermind really changed the way that I approach doing work and creating quality work. But before we jump into what the mastermind is and how to approach it, and of course having our mastermind as well, let's go into our guiding principle so we can remember what we stand on and what we're all about. We fill our cups first by honoring our physical, mental, and spiritual health through self-mastery, movement, nutrition, community, and personal development.
We model behaviors, habits, and attitudes that demonstrate excellence.
By developing individuals, we strengthen families that elevate communities.
We believe that integrity, love, and principles are the foundation of both a great business and life.
We are committed to creating generational health and wealth for our community and beyond.
We continually expand our organization by providing the most effective and highest quality products and services available.
Everything rises and falls on leadership. The measure of an effective leader is not how many serve them, it is how many people they can serve. Let's run it. Okay. All right. So you guys know the vibe. You know what's next. It's whiteboard time. Let's get it. Okay. So let me share this real quick. I have no, how am I still this hype at the end of the day? On a really, really long week. That's impressive. Shout out to me. Okay. So today, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about the mastermind. So I didn't really learn about the mastermind principle till about 4 years ago. My friend first introduced me to the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a book that was written about 100 years ago. He interviews about like over 100 of the most wealthy people in America at the time, and he literally just gathers all the success principles that were the same throughout all of them. And one of them, just chapter 10 actually, is the power of the mastermind. Every successful person understood the power of the mastermind. And actually, in his book, he says this: when two or more people coordinate in the spirit of harmony, not fighting each other, not arguing, but in a spirit of harmony and work towards a definite objective, they place themselves in position through that alliance to absorb power directly from their great universal storehouse of infinite intelligence. This is the greatest of all resources of power. It is the source of which the genius and every great leader turn, whether they may be conscious of it or not. And I want you guys to understand that, like this specific part right here, two or more people coordinate in the spirit of harmony so that they can tap into infinite intelligence. This is how you multiply your power. For a long time, I was really terrified of the mastermind. I didn't really like feedback because whenever I got feedback, um I was identifying with the feedback, so I would take it personally. And what I've learned actually through the mastermind is that feedback is simply criticism or information about the work that you did or the thing, not about you. So once I realized that, it really opened me up and allowed me to be more open in school, in work. When I started creating my curriculum for kids with autism, I try to tackle it on my own, and it was really difficult. So I'm doing all these things, and then I'm there's things that I'm not even seeing that I don't even need. Then once I really realized the power of the mastermind, I'm like, let me reach out to people. Let's collaborate. Let's think about this together so we can create a better solution. that ultimately will serve the person better. So once I started doing that, I for my entire program that I've used for you know 2 years now, and I've taught hundreds of kids. I I reached out to so many professionals and top people in the industry to give me feedback. I sent them my research proposal. This is what I do. This is what I say. This is the structure of my classroom. This is the setup. Everything. And I just got destroyed by a lot of people. It's like, you're not doing reinforcement procedure right. This is what about this? What about that? And again, like because I have a better understanding, instead of taking it personally, I'm like, oh, awesome. Let's iterate. Let's make the changes we need to make, and let's make this better. And now the program is to a point that the the owner of the school, she literally has a bunch of campuses, over 1,000 students she teaches. She's going all over the country and in other countries to study special education. And she told me directly multiple times that my class is the first physical education class she's ever seen by far. And that was only possible because of the mastermind principle. And the same thing applies to this business, because when I started, I was honored to have calls just like this one, but with my mentor Brandon O'Shoden. And that's the reason I don't really like take this personally. Like when there's one person here, or sometimes you see guys on YouTube, I'm here by myself. I don't mind, because the whole intention is for me to create this space and put myself in position to tap into the mastermind. And if not, I'm still putting myself in position to present and educate, regardless, right? So through the mastermind and Imperium specifically, I was able to tap into our community. And Brandon Shorting is a two-star crown. There was many times, because he did it for 3 years, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. every day. 8 a.m. for me, I think it was 11 a.m. for him. So I'm gonna start doing it in a couple of weeks. But he did it for 3 years, and there was many times that we would jump on a call and it was just me and him. There was many times we jump on a call and it would be 30, 40 people. There would be many times we would have a millionaire jump on and do trainings for the team. Everything. And trust me, it's like coming too. I've already been reaching out. We got some plans coming. We're gonna be doing a lot of good trainings on here. Because I want to give you guys some blessings. I want to allow you guys to tap into deeper thought. And I want you guys to connect, because this is a great way to connect with these people. So mastermind, and as you guys see, like the way that we structure our meetings, I want to make sure that we have some time at the end to mastermind, because I understand how powerful it is. And there's times that there's things that I don't see that other person might see, or even that we might both see it, but they might see it in a way that's better than what I was seeing, which will increase the results and allow us to be more successful. But the mastermind is just necessary. I'm telling you about masterminds for the business. I'm telling you about masterminds for my career. I've used masterminds for athleticism and sport. Like especially when I started boxing, I would record myself boxing, hitting the bag or hitting pads, and I would send it to my friends who are professional boxers or Muay Thai coaches and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, tell me what's up. And then I would talk to them and mastermind with them about how I could get better. And they would tell me specifically, hey, like when you're throwing that left hook, your hand is going down and you're leaving your left side exposed, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out. So with that knowledge, anytime I throw the hook, that comes right back up because I don't want to get knocked out. But that only happened because of the mastermind. I didn't see it. I was been boxing for a decent amount of time by then, and I didn't see it. But having an outside perspective just allowed me to tap into things that I wouldn't be able to tap into by myself. It honestly just makes life better and makes problem solving easier, because instead of you, oh my God, how do I solve this? I jump on a mastermind, whether it is the Monday calls that we do, whether it's one of these calls here, and I'm like, yo, how do we tackle this? Like I could go and start spending all this energy on me. I'm like, oh no. Why would I just tap into one brain when I can tap into three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 20? Like what? You know what I'm saying? So that it's so important for me to make sure that I tap into that resource and that tool as much as possible. Like if I have the opportunity to dive into a topic prior to for like being done or having a deadline, I'm gonna tap into a mastermind. It's just crucial for growth. Okay, cool. So that honestly is it. I wanted to take the rest of this call to Mastermind, specifically about life steppers. I wanted to talk a little bit more about what are some things that we could do better. What are some things you want to see more of? What are some things that you like to keep? What are some things that you're liking that you're not liking? And of course, if you're, I know a couple of the team wasn't able to make it today, but if you're watching the recording, just drop it in the comments so I can see that, and then we can figure out how to implement those changes if they're effective. But yeah, yeah, uh, yeah, Chad, if you don't mind, like, how's Lightstepper so far? Do you like the YouTube aspect? Like, how's Zoom working? Like, literally, give me, let's mastermind, let's get it.
Yeah, so far for these past few weeks of doing it, I really like it. I like that we have this space to like not necessarily step away from the business, but to have like the space to work on ourselves as well. Because you're not just putting us into a position to increase our wealth and make us successful, but you are putting us in a position to how should I put it, to like change your mindset like to that successful person, to that uh successful version of ourselves that we all think of,
Mhm.
and making that reality. So that's I love that, especially
So
when you provide the research and the info, and you're not just talking out their ass.
yeah, like a lot of people do.
Exactly, like
Yeah, of
yeah, I really appreciate that.
course, of
Yeah.
course.
Uh, Let me see. One thing. Of course, it'll come with time. I'd
Mhm.
love to see more people on there.
Bro, facts, bro. I feel you.
As
I
much as
feel
I
you.
love it being you and me, and it
Uh,
being
we're gonna
full.
have more people on it. Don't worry, we're gonna have more people on it. Like I'm just wait till I'm out of school, bro. Because honestly, right now it's mostly for you guys to have your people jump on so I can train. But once I'm out of school and I start like really adding more people to my per direct team as well, we're gonna have their people here as well. Like I've been testing just like platforms to see what works. We're
Yeah.
gonna have a lot of people on here. I haven't even invited a lot of my brand partners yet. Like I literally just been figuring out what works, and I think this works really well.
Yeah, and this might be a part of it. Like, it would be super cool if you had like some of these experts you get this research from.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
But yeah, I guess the people coming in here, I need to do my part too. Going out and
There you go. It's at now. You feel me?
but
There you go.
I really want people to have my people come. So,
Mhm. But
but
for you to do that and invite people, you needed to find value in it. You needed to see like this actually matters. So that's why I put so much effort into this because I know if you didn't care for it, if like the people were jumping on, you guys are not gonna invite other people to jump on it. Also, it's not gonna happen.
I wouldn't have been here.
Exactly. Exactly. So that I want to make sure this was valuable and also, short so that you guys have some time to go back and do your life. And yeah, like I said, create that space to talk about the things that you might not be able to talk. Like for me, I know the mastermind was helpful because at the time I was with my girlfriend and she didn't wasn't in the business and I just couldn't talk to her about it. She didn't understand it. Like she didn't understand the struggle. She didn't understand the challenges. She didn't understand the wins. Like she didn't understand.
Yeah,
Not because she was. Well, I guess she was ignorant. Not because she didn't want to. It's just it was something she wasn't doing. So this mastermind just allowed me to have like people I could talk to. And we talked together for like 2 years, and then we did an in-person event in Ohio, and it was like we were family. Like we are literally, yo, like I've never met this people in person in my whole life. But I'm still really good friends with Megan and freaking dude. We had a hotel like lobby, and we like not lobby, a hotel conference room, and we had a whole like 8 hour event with everyone that's been on the calls, and we just trained all day and shared Purium and shared the products, and like it was freaking awesome. And we all got an Airbnb together, and like it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And all these people that I literally never worked with, I met Jill for the first time in Ohio. Like I never met her before. She was my upline for 2 years before I actually met her in person. And now she's in Arizona, so we blessed. But these are so helpful, bro. And like I know that for me, like it was something that I remember that regardless, I knew that at 8 a.m. I could tap into the Zoom link and my brother Brandon will be there. Like I knew that every day, no matter where I was down, I was up, like it didn't matter. And I remember him sharing something with me. He's like, my intention is to be as dependable as the sun. And that stuck with me heavy. That stuck with me heavy. It's something that I bring into my relationship with my family, relationship with my students, my relationship with my business. I want to be as dependable as the sun. You know the sun's gonna come out the next day. It's not a question. You know it's gonna be there, and that's my intention. Like that's why I show up here. Because I want to create that space for you guys as well. Because I remember there was time I would took like I remember I took 3 months off the business. And I'll come back and I'll tap into that Zoom link and they will still be doing the trainings at 8 a.m. regardless. And I would just and I would jump on and have like my camera off and like not just listening. But it literally just allowed me to still feel like I was tapped in and I was part of something bigger, even when I was like sad and or tired or depressed or whatever. Like having that space really allowed me to just feel included, and also continue to elevate because I was still learning tools. I was still learning from the challenges that the team was experiencing. We would problem solve together, and that really just allowed me to get a lot of lessons without the scars. And eventually, I stepped into my light, and then I'm out here like I have the camera on, and I would start joining and adding. Eventually, started leading some of the calls as well, for Brandon, and doing some trainings for that as well. And now I'm doing my own trainings. That it's all reps and it's all me showing up. Like that's the whole intention. This is all supposed to be duplicatable. I'm not doing anything that I don't think you guys couldn't do. Like I want you guys to be to have the confidence that like, you know what? Carlos showed that skin. He's short as hell and he was still able to get these trainings done every day. Like I could get this going. So I want you guys to feel the same way because if you don't have that feeling, then that means my business is not duplicatable. That means I'm failing as a business owner. Simply. So yeah, like masterminds are really helpful. And yeah, like right now next week is gonna be all social media training. Like we're gonna just dive into social media. Instagram is dropping a bunch of new updates right now, specifically on messaging and automating messaging directly on the app. So you can literally type in your messages like you do on boards, but just have it on Instagram already. And you don't have and it will send it for you sometimes too. I'm like, God, you gonna make this easier? Okay. Say less. So we're gonna be doing trainings on content creation, content batching. We're gonna do training on all of that, just to finish off the month. And we'll do the last day of the month. We'll do a training on scheduling, and we'll go. I'll show you guys my schedule. We'll literally show you guys how I approach it. And then for June, we'll mastermind and figure out what you guys want to see more of, like what you guys want to learn more about. And I'm gonna make a schedule, so that you guys can follow on there and just follow that along, and know what's coming. Okay, I need to make sure I make this meeting and stuff like that. Um, yeah, and big things coming. I won't have a bunch of things unpacked. This would be a really nice room with actual decorations in the wall and like hopefully more plants, like all the things. But yeah, like I already been speaking to Kenny and Aaron, and they both already volunteered to do some trainings here as well. Because I don't want it to just be my voice. Like, yes, like I'm the founder, I started the group, but the mastermind is not just one person. So yes, I started the initial trainings because I want you guys to get those foundational skills. But as we move forward, like I want you guys to do more trainings. Like I know Kenny already did one, I know Aaron already did one. We're gonna be doing more of those as well. So next week when we tap into the things we're gonna see next month, we can start figuring out like what days and what topics and stuff like that. Um, and then honestly in July is when I'm looking to start having some experts jump on, and have some fun with that as well. Yeah, because I'm literally doing conferences with the experts I'm going to be having on. Like I'm working directly side by side with them, and a few projects. So it's my people's. It's my people's. I'm gonna bless y'all. I'm gonna bless y'all. But that's it. Like that's literally the main thing that I wanted to touch on. Um, yeah, like it's we're building, and the reason I'm making sure I'm doing this way is because I want to make sure we build a strong foundation. I want to make sure that what we do is quality. Like even if I have a mess in the back, I know that the quality of the meeting is great. Like I know that the structure is great. So like I want to make sure that at least I give you value every time. And yeah, like we're about to be doing some really big things this year. Like I've never been able to dedicate full time to this business, and it's gonna be different. Like I hit executive in 2 weeks, working full time, like basically as a teacher. So I'm excited to hit the new levels and go get that crown because it's that time. It's that
Wow.
time, bro. First Dominican crown. You really? Let's go. That's it. Anything else you want to add, Chad, as well? Like anything that you think will be helpful?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, that quote you gave
Yeah.
from the book, what's that book called?
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich?
Yeah, I have the PDF if you want it.
I would love that. And who is that? Who is that by?
Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill. All right.
Also, now that you're so blessed, Chad. I didn't have this when I started, but they just uploaded the audiobook of that book, the Think and Grow Rich, full quality on YouTube,
Oh wow.
like 2 weeks ago. Like I literally been, yeah, 2 weeks ago. And I know time ago I already been listening to it. Come on, it's not playing these
Oh
games.
boy.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the best books I ever read. And yeah, like it's a masterpiece. So to give you a little background and to people watching as well, and to give you guys a little foundation of where my knowledge comes from. So Napoleon Hill, the writer of um Think and Grow Rich, 100 years ago wrote that book that's sold millions of copies. It's literally called the Bible of personal development. He interviewed Dale Carnegie, which is one of the richest men in America for like a long time. Like he literally, we got skyscrapers in New York because of Carnegie. Like he's the OG. And Carnegie was Napoleon Hill's mentor. He taught Napoleon Hill everything he knew when he was like out. Like I think he was your age when Napoleon Hill started talking with Carnegie, and then Napoleon Hill went on and taught Bob Proctor, and Jim Rohn, uh, again, two of the top personal development experts in the world. And our upline Brandon learned directly from Bob. Like he actually literally worked with Bob's company for years and learned how to train from Bob. And yeah, like Bob is the king. And I was able to learn directly from Brandon. And now you guys actually get the like for me, this is a legacy. Like I'm literally passing down the legacy of Carnegie, Hill, Rohn, Proctor, Oshoden, and myself. Like, and it's just gonna continue on because like this is knowledge that has been passed down for 100 plus years. And the fact that those books are still valuable, and the fact that those books are like you go to reviews right now on Amazon, they have almost 5 stars. Like that the fact that it's still like applicable to today's world shows how powerful these books are and how powerful these people are. And luckily we've been able to work with people who have tapped into them directly. Unfortunately, Bob Proctor passed a couple of years ago, so I'm not gonna be able to meet him in person. But we got Brandon, so I think he's gonna be able to come back this year to the business. But that's another really really wealthy man that we're gonna have on these trainings here. Multiple six-figure earner, my boy. And he's gonna be jumping on. I believe he's gonna be going back into business after the summer because he just had his fifth child. Uh, and three of them are under two. Like it's crazy. So yeah, he's been overworked and tired. But luckily he's part of Purium, so he's actually able to step away and still earn income. So he can focus on his family and making sure that they're properly taken care of and still not even worry about his bills. Okay, but yeah, that's it. Uh, I hope this training was helpful today. Like I know next week's training is a really really fun one. I've done a few social media trainings for groups in the past that have been really successful, but now I know so much more and I have thousands of reps under my belt. So I'm gonna give you guys some like actual experience and then from all of the social media books that I've read from the top people in the industry. But yeah, that's it. I'm excited for next week. June is coming. Summer's here. Everyone wants to get in shape. Let's get that going. Let's start planting those seeds. Because the people that don't get in shape now, December's around the corner, so they'll be around. That's it. Yeah, we definitely can. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day or night. You guys know